Have you ever noticed how sometimes these really profound truths, insights that genuinely make you see things differently, they seem to pop up in places you wouldn't expect?
Hmm.
And it's striking how these deeper understandings often echo across centuries, across cultures. It's like this universal thing.
Absolutely, like a kind of resonance.
Exactly. So today we're going on, I think, a really compelling journey. We're going to explore the shared wisdom of two figures who've just profoundly shaped billions of lives, Krishna and Jesus.
Wow. Yeah, huge figures.
Right. And our guide for this deep dive is actually a wonderfully concise video script. It elegantly compares their core teachings and, importantly, gives us practical ways to apply them right now in our lives.
That's the key, isn't it? The practical side.
It really is. So our mission is pretty straightforward. We're going to unpack the core wisdom of these two masters, see where they overlap, which is surprisingly often, and pull out actionable insights for how you can use this ancient wisdom in your modern life.
Like a shortcut to a more mindful life.
Sort of. Think of it that way. Okay, let's get into it.
It's fascinating, truly, because these are figures often seen through, very separate lenses. But when you really look closely, there's this deep universality in what they're saying. And just to be clear, our aim isn't really about complex theology here. It's more about synthesizing this knowledge, maybe offering a fresh look at these timeless ideas and showing how they can actually work for you, for your own growth, your well-being.
Finding that core message.
Exactly, that transformative bit that goes beyond any specific dogma.
Okay, perfect. So let's start with Krishna. A central figure in Hinduism, the speaker of the Bhagavad Gita, which, many of you will know, is just one of the most profound spiritual texts ever.
Truly foundational.
And the material we're using, it really highlights Krishna's emphasis on Dharma. Now, this isn't just about, following rules. It's much deeper. It's about living in sync with your higher purpose, discovering your own truth.
Yeah, finding meaning through what you do. And when we talk about Dharma, it's such a rich idea. It's got layers. It's not simply religious duty or what society expects.
Right.
Think of it more like your unique contribution, maybe your true calling, or even your innate design.
Your blueprint. I like that.
Yeah, your blueprint. It covers your ethics, your responsibilities to others, even your place in the grand scheme of things. The cosmic order.
Wow.
So it's about finding that inner compass and acting in harmony with it, understanding that your purpose fits into a bigger picture. It's really personal, but also universal.
That makes sense. And Krishna's teachings, at least as our source presents them, they go even further, right, into things like non-attachment, which means doing things without being completely tied to the specific result.
Right. It's not about not caring.
No, exactly. It's about freeing yourself from the anxiety, the fear that often comes when you need a certain outcome. It's quite a radical idea, actually.
It is.
Then there's selfless action, karma yoga. Doing good just for the sake of doing good. The action itself is the point.
The reward is in the doing.
Yes. And finally, devotion to the divine, bhakti yoga, which isn't just ritual, but cultivating this deep personal love and connection, a connection to something bigger than yourself.
Whether that's God or truth or just existence itself.
Offering your heart, essentially.
Beautifully put.
Now, the practical applications from Krishna's teachings, they're actually pretty straightforward and I think really powerful for us today. The video lays out some clear ones. First, do your duties, whatever they are, without obsessing over the results.
Okay.
Think about it. That project at work, maybe a fitness goal. How often do we get stuck fretting about failure or fixated on one specific outcome?
All the time.
Right. This isn't just about less stress. It reframes your whole purpose. It shifts you from ego, I need this success, to just being mindful, being present in the action itself.
Okay, I see that. Makes sense.
Second, meditate on your higher self daily. And this doesn't have to be, hours on a cushion. It could just be 5 minutes. Quiet reflection, connecting with your inner wisdom.
A little check-in.
Exactly. And third, offer your actions as service. To others, maybe to God, or just the truth itself. Imagine that shift if everything you did, big or small, was an offering, not for personal gain, but for a higher good.
That changes everything. It's profoundly liberating, actually. That idea of non-attachment, for example, is so relevant today.
Isn't it?
We live in this chaotic, achievement-obsessed world. There's constant pressure, succeed, hit targets, get validation.
Right. The metrics.
Yeah, but when you detach from the results and focus purely on the quality of the action itself, doing your best, with integrity, being present, you instantly cut down so much stress. so much decision fatigue.
That makes sense. It frees up mental space.
It really does. Remarkable bandwidth opens up. You can think clearer, act better. It's finding freedom in the process, not just at the end. So for you listening right now, maybe pause and think. What stands out to you about these ideas? How might letting go of that outcome obsession actually change your daily life?
That's a really good question to sit with. For me, just thinking about it, letting go of outcomes in creative work, that would be huge. That pressure really can kill the joy.
It often does.
So what's like one simple practical thing people can do to start practicing non-attachment?
Ooh, that's a good one. It often starts small. Maybe just shifting your internal language. Instead of thinking, I have to make this succeed, try, I'm going to put in my best effort and accept whatever comes.
Okay.
Even physically, like taking one deep breath, or if you start something tricky, it helps pull your focus back from the future worry to the present action. It's a practice, constantly bringing your attention back.
I like that. That focus on inner discipline, inner alignment, it's really powerful. And it's fascinating then to turn to Jesus' teachings, different time, different culture, and see how they arrive at a similar place of inner transformation, especially around love and forgiveness.
The parallels are striking.
Our source material really brings this out, his core principles. Radical love, deep compassion, and just boundless forgiveness. He famously said, love your neighbors yourself.
Which is still radical today.
Absolutely. A call to empathy, universal connection, and then that incredible teaching on forgiveness. Forgive not 7 times, but 70 times 7.
Yeah, that number isn't literal, obviously.
No, it means unlimited. Boundless forgiveness.
And what's really fascinating there is the nature of that forgiveness Jesus talks about. It's not transactional, right? You don't wait for an apology or for someone to somehow earn it.
Yeah.
It's proactive.
Yeah.
It's almost this radical act that frees you, the forgiver, from carrying around resentment, the weight of the past.
It's an internal shift.
Exactly, an internal alchemy. Releasing the grip past hurts have on your present peace. It lets you move forward. It's not just for them. It's for your own freedom, your own healing.
That takes real inner strength, though.
Immense strength. It's a fundamental change in how we deal with conflict and pain.
Indeed. And beyond love and forgiveness, Jesus also really emphasized surrender to God's will, which, again, isn't passive resignation like giving up.
No, it's trust.
It's trust, yeah. Trusting there's a higher plan, letting go of needing to control everything and finding peace in that surrender. And tied right into that is inner transformation. The idea that real change starts inside, shifting your heart, your mind, not just behaving differently or following rules. It's a change in your actual being.
Fundamental shift.
And just like with Krishna, the material gives us immediate, practical things you can do starting today based on Jesus' teachings. First, start your day with a moment of prayer or silence.
Simple but powerful.
Right. Not necessarily a long ritual, just a few minutes. Connect inward, connect with a higher power maybe. It sets a calm, centered tone for the whole day.
That's the intention.
Exactly. Second, make that tough but liberating choice. Forgive others, even when it feels impossible.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
It is. But think about someone who's hurt you. Holding on to that anger, that resentment, mostly just hurts you.
True.
So that act of forgiveness, even if it's just deciding it in your own heart, it's a huge step in releasing that burden. And third, help the needy, expecting nothing back.
Service.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be huge gestures, a kind word, an hour of volunteering, a small donation. Simple actions, but they ripple out.
And these aren't just, nice ideas floating around. They're invitations. Daily practices, that concept of inner transformation. That's the foundation for real, lasting growth and well-being.
Right.
Think about it. How might starting your day with just one moment of quiet or focusing on one small act of genuine service, how might that subtly shift your perspective, your emotions through the day?
It changes the trajectory.
It does. It's about consciously choosing a different way of being instead of just reacting all the time. It's a proactive choice.
Yeah.
For peace. What resonates most with you there?
For me, personally, the power of starting the day with silence, even just a few minutes, it's something I really want to lean into more. The world just hits you with demands instantly, right? So creating that little sacred pause feels like self-care, grounding, like setting an intention for how I want to be instead of just getting swept away.
That's a great way to put it, setting the intention.
Okay, so this is where I think our deep dive gets really compelling. You might think naturally, okay, figures separated by thousands of years, totally different cultures. they must have completely different philosophies.
That would be the assumption.
Right. But what our source material shows, and what's so powerful about looking at them together, is the incredible common ground between Krishna and Jesus.
It's striking.
Despite all the differences, time, language, culture, they taught remarkably similar, sometimes almost identical, truths about being human and finding fulfillment.
It's profoundly illuminating, isn't it? If you connect that to the bigger picture, it really suggests there are these universal spiritual truths available to everyone, regardless of the specific path.
A common spiritual heritage.
Exactly. And the video we're looking at, it synthesizes this common ground so well. Both masters taught a profound surrender to the divine, letting go of the ego, trusting a higher power essential for peace.
Okay.
Both urged us to live with radical love and selflessness, putting others and higher principles ahead of just personal gain.
Makes sense.
And crucially, both taught us to rise above ego and fear, those basic human drives that trip us up so often and cause so much suffering.
The root of so much trouble.
Truly. And finally, maybe most significantly, both encouraged us to seek the kingdom of heaven, or you could call it self-realization within.
Within, not out there somewhere.
Exactly. Both pointed to an ultimate truth found not through external rituals or dogmas alone, but through an inner journey, transformation, direct experience of the divine nature that's inherent in everything.
Wow.
It implies that real understanding, real peace, is an inside job, accessible to everyone no matter their background.
That idea of finding the kingdom within, that really ties it all together, doesn't it? It goes beyond any single religion, points to something universally human.
It really does.
And the material doesn't just leave us there with these big ideas. It gives us three incredibly practical steps, ways to integrate this shared wisdom into daily life.
Okay, actionable steps. Good.
Yeah. First, it suggests a reflective practice. When you're facing a decision or a challenge, just pause. Take a moment and ask yourself, what would Krishna or Jesus do here?
Interesting filter.
Right. It's not about rigid rules, but it creates this powerful mental filter, a pause button, to help align your actions with higher principles. It helps you shift from just reacting to consciously responding.
I can see how that would work, even just once or twice a day.
Imagine the impact. Second, make it a daily habit. Read a verse from the Gita or the Bible. Even just one verse, if you really absorb it mindfully, can offer guidance, inspiration for the day.
Consistent, subtle exposure.
Exactly. It's not about reading whole chapters, just letting one truth resonate. And third, and maybe the most impactful, serve someone in need.
Actively serve.
Actively serve. Not for reward, not for recognition, purely out of love, out of compassion. This takes the wisdom from just theory into embodied action.
Right. Creates a feedback loop.
Yeah, where giving actually fills you up. It's about seeing the divine in everyone you meet.
That's powerful.
And the source material, it wraps up with such an important point. Krishna and Jesus weren't just figures to be worshipped. They were guides to inner freedom.
Guides. I like that.
Yeah, it wasn't just about dogma or rituals. It was about showing humanity this timeless path, liberation from suffering, from ego, from fear. Their paths might look different on the outside, but ultimately they lead to the same deep truth. A life of purpose, peace, and divine love. And really, isn't that what so many of us are looking for, regardless of our specific belief?
Fundamentally, yes.
So what does this all mean for you, listening right now?
Well, it means that whatever your background, whatever you believe, the core teachings of Krishna and Jesus offer this potent, universal blueprint, a way to live a life with profound meaning and inner peace. Their amazing similarities really highlight a fundamental spiritual truth that just transcends time and culture.
Absolutely. And the real power, I think, lies not just in understanding these ideas intellectually.
Right, not just knowing them.
But in actually applying them actively. That commitment to daily reflection, to selfless action, to cultivating that boundless love and forgiveness, that's what can genuinely unlock a deep sense of inner freedom and purpose in your life.
Building a bridge.
Yes, building a living bridge between this ancient wisdom and your modern life, creating a life that feels truly aligned, truly authentic.
Indeed. It really is a call to action, isn't it? To start your own journey on this path. As the material we explored puts it so well, it's about walking this path with courage, compassion, and clarity.
Courage, compassion, clarity.
Right.
Love that. So maybe take a moment right now, just consider, how could you take even one small intentional step towards embracing this deeper wisdom? Starting today, what's one principle you could choose to embody, maybe just for this afternoon? The journey to inner freedom, to purpose, to divine love? it really does begin with that single step, that one intentional choice.